Welcome back to Let's Play Rome Total War Carthage Campaign, episode 162nd. And today we're wasting no time, we're taking no chances. We've got two big battles. Or big bouncing battles, or big bum battles, or whatever. Look, I can't be bothered alliterating. Big battles is enough. Two big battles. By big battles. Because by means two, I guess. So yeah. Oh, no, shit. By big battles, right, anyway. Enough failed comedy. Today we have two big objectives to fulfill. First things first, finish off the Egyptians. Oh, well, the Egyptians will never be finished, but you know. We're going to deal with Captain Apries, and then we're going to start luring this rowdy bunch over. Because, well, the more I lure over to me, the less will be over here when the time comes. And then, over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 armies will be duking it out to eight armies will be duking it out to try and conquer Rome. But before we jump into all that fun, let us make sure we are ready to carry out other things. So, Amilcus, prepared to deal with Captain Apries. I have decided you will deal with him because your friend dealt with the other armies. So, you will be against today some desert axes, 4 of which these guys don't really tend to hold up in battle for too long, so we're alright with them. They don't seem to do well against a phalanx formation. A couple of Nile spears, they're quite depleted. Nile cavalry, but they're pretty depleted. They'll be tough, but their lack of numbers will work against them. Some desert cavalry, yeah, they're pretty weak. 1 unit of chariots. Not really doing well in the way of phalanxes, actually. We've only got 3 phalanx units, so we do have 1 full unit of Pharaoh's Guard lurking around. There is the issue that they do have quite a few Pharaoh's bowmen in this army, but that'll be an issue we'll deal with. We are low on artillery today, and we only have elephants to support us, so this is going to be quite an aggressive battle we're going to fight today. We're going to be trying to hit their line hard as we can, and really, we're going to just do what we can. I mean, this is not the best army I've ever sent out. I am tempted actually just to get 1 extra unit of Numidian mercenaries just to basically spread out our numbers, just because then these guys may be good for flanking around and maybe distracting the archers, so we'll see what we can do with them. But for now, initiate your assault. And he has taken a bait, so strength ratio of 1-to-1, which means the Egyptians may run away, but it's probably going to have to require pretty heavy provocation from myself. But we do outnumber the enemy by just over 200 men, so I guess it was right call springing for those Numidians. We've already had a look at their build-up, so we're just going to get right into it. We do outcommand them as well, because Amilcus is leading my army build. I've got 3 Sacred Band, quite a few Poenis. Really, this is not the best build I've ever done, but hey. We're getting better with our builds in Africa. I mean, you know, the recruitment machine is up and running now, so let's use this army to squash away what's over here, and then so on and so forth. May need to run back to Lepsis for reinforcements, we'll see. For now, fight it on the battle map, be efficient, do what you can, but preferably bring me another victory. A good victory to kick off today's episode and make me feel more confident before we take on the Senate.
Victory is near at hand! If all do their duty, we will profit from today. Bend your backs to your tasks, and all will be well! Now, take up the sword. Pull on your armor. We go to test our courage in the fires of battle!
Okay, let's get our courage tested. Right. So, we're going to be dealing with heavy missile attrition today because there's a lot of missile units out to get us. So, we're going to spread our men out into 2 formations. So, we're going to have our Poenis marching on this flank here. The enemy does lack a little more mobility than usual. This is not the strongest batch of Egyptians we've ever fought. That being said, they're still, you know, a force to be reckoned with. You know, we do respect our enemies and all that. But they do lack the mobility we usually expect from them. They do have cavalry, they do have chariots, but usually they are spamming them in very high numbers. Elephants, you are to remain back. You will not take part in this fight until all those archers are tied up, which is going to be an issue for us because there are a lot of archers to deal with, but we will do what we can in that department. Slingers, you'll be going forward and doing what you do best, luring out the enemy into perhaps making a mistake. Skirmishers, you'll be following this flank here. Actually, no, I'm going to get you all in one thing, because you know what? Libyans, you team up with them, so there we go. Long shields, you're in one formation here. You're on that flank. Amilcus, you're on your own, but to be honest, I'm going to, you know, trust you. Numidians, I'm going to have you in a group for now, but I'm probably going to be splitting you around, because you are a missile cavalry and I have uses for you. I'm not the best person in the world when it comes to missile cavalry, but I do have ideas on how we should be effectively using them. Hoplite Mercs, by the way, you want to link up with Sacred Band, just extend out this flank, please. I know you're not really like the best unit in the world, but you know what, link up with them, and then I've got you basically ready to do stuff. Iberians, you will be just helping. You're here. Just be thankful you're here. Right. That's all my units gathered up anyway. So we've got a relatively wide formation because yeah, we are dealing with a wide enemy known as the Egyptians. But we're going to basically be a bit more aggressive than usual. We're going to get our spear line right into their line of axes, hold them down, have our spears do their thing against the cavalry, try and get our missile cavalry around the flanks, try and see if we can just start picking off a few unarmored targets. Cavalry doing what they do best, chasing, flanking. Elephant, bear out until we deal with the archers. That's our biggest concern in this battle. The high presence of enemy archers. And there are Pharaoh's Guard as well present. There's a depleted unit and a full unit. So preferably the Sacred Band need to be taking care of that. But we won't see how the enemy's deployed until we hit that start battle button. So let's just, you know, stop beating around the bush and do it. Okay, so the Egyptian line is also quite wide. Slingers, start making your way towards this road. The rest of my units, begin making your way and doing likewise. I want the hoplite, well, I want the Sacred line watching this flank. The Poeni line, you're going to try and sweep in from over here because it looks like the enemy is going to try and make a new line elsewhere. So this may buy us an opportunity to do some sneaky flanking. Cavalry, start making your way over here. I think we might try and flank with you. Keep to one group for now. Skirmishers, behind my Sacred Band, please, so get moving. General, you be here. Long shields, you keep your eye out over here. I'm not entirely sure what shape or form the Egyptians are trying to make their formation right now. I think they're going to try and spread it over here, but why are they putting their backs to the sea? I do not know. I do notice they are putting their backs to the retreat line though, and they're making sure they're stood very close to it, so that already puts a concern in my mind that the Egyptians are not going to be too committed to this battle. But if this is going to be their formation, I've got a stronger idea of where I want to be. I want the Sacred Band watching this area here. That's where we're going to be tangling with the Pharaoh's Guard. I want the Poenis watching this area where we're going to tangle with everything else. Right. Cavalry, you're going to switch to that flank now. I want you watching that because that's where the enemy's going to try and overwhelm us. Numidians, I want you watching this flank because there's things for you to pick off. Skirmishers, you know where you're up to. Get moving. Libyan spears, try and keep an eye on this flank if you can, please. Iberians, get moving. Slingers, try and pick off that weakened unit of Nile's spears. Elephants, keep back for now because these Pharaoh's bowmen do have quite a bit of range on them. And everyone is moving, so I'll monitor how they're moving, and if I see anything that needs changing, generally you do need to change your course. Try and get yourself over here. You might be able to play with something, but you might be alright for taking down those Nile cavalry. You might be evenly matched up against those guys, but that's going to be a bit of a risk anyway, and one I'm not entirely happy with committing you to. Either way, the key target is if we can break down the Pharaoh's Guard and try and get some sort of super slam into those many archers they've brought, that's when the elephants can come in and basically do the big finisher. Because those are armoured elephants, they're the best of the best, but with this many archers, and they will all snipe the elephants, I can't risk bringing them anywhere near this battle line. It's too dangerous. Which is why I opted to use this time since it's quite elephantless. I wish though I'd put artillery in it. That was a blunder. Right. Either way, we're going to speed this one up now while we just wait for our men to get into formation. It looks like the Egyptians are happy to hold their position. They are waiting for me to make my move. So let's just make sure everyone is actually going in sensible directions. So I've got a few units. I want my cavalry that direction anyway, so that's fine. Poenis know where they're going. Sacred Band are maybe getting a little too far ahead of themselves. So, Sacred Band, just put your brakes on for 2 seconds. I suspect the enemy's going to fire on you. You must be in range at this point, except you're not. That's bizarre. What are those archers playing at? If I was them, I'd be shooting my mercenaries down. That was no tomorrow. I don't trust them. They've got some sort of ace up their sleeve. If they're holding back like this, usually the Egyptians can be quite aggressive. Okay, Numidians, I want you to pick up the pace maybe a little bit. Right, Poenis, where are we at? Are we catching up or are we taking forever? Poenis, I'm seeing some of you aren't even moving. Come on, lads. I need you on the move now. Come on. It's taking too long because Slingers are about to engage. Right, Poenis, you lot, form your line up here. Slingers, cease movement. You can reform your line. Looks like the enemy's starting to get ready. I think when they see a weak unit, they want to pick on it. Maybe they don't fancy their chances against the Sacred Band. Maybe that's it. Which would be quite interesting. So, Numidians, what am I going to have you target? Preferably, I want you to try and sneak around the lines and start hacking away at their archers. But the Egyptian line is so wide. I mean, they have strategically placed it so they can basically cover both retreat lines. That is cunning. So, you know what? I'm going to send one of you. You hold position. You get in range and harass the desert axis. That's what I want you on. Give them a bit of harassment because they're moving a little further back and that's concerning. But at the same time, they're moving forward. I think they're up to something. Yeah, they're going to come forward and attack. Right, you attack them. Skirt. You move back. Slingers, start moving forward because the Poetis are getting into position. Right. Mercenaries, naturally, don't let the enemy catch you out. But I am firing at will, so this is going to give them some hurt. There we go. We're dropping a few pillars into them. Right. Get yourself up that hill. That'll be a good chase to lead them on for now. Right, Slingers, what are we up to? We're opening fire. Good. More kills you get, the better. Let those guys run around. Just lead them away from the battlefield. That's what I want you to do. Lead them away. Just get them as far away as possible. Ah, wait, now they want to play with something else. Right. Move in and attack them again. Right. I know what they're trying to distract me, aren't they? Right. Iberians, mop these losers up, please. I'm not playing with the friggin' desert axes all day, right? You also give them some hurt. Bring this formation down to nothing. There we go, right? It's being hit on all angles. Its morale won't last much longer, right? Sacred Band, bring your line forward. Get it up to here because the Poenis are in position. Slingers, move forward a little bit and prepare to open fire, right? What are we up to over here? How are we doing with these guys? Right, we keep bringing them down. Ammunition's getting low for some of my guys, though, which is concerning, but those guys aren't going to last too long, and to be honest, their morale isn't dropping. That's what's pissing me off, really, but at the same time, they are quite winded. So, right, Numidians, you're out of ammo, so you know what? I know you're only, like, unit, but you know what? You're a merc. You're a throwaway to me, because, you know, you're not even that great of a merc, so you know what? Smack him in the flank, give him something to worry about. There you go, right. Go on, lads. Even if you're a light cavalry, you should be able to overpower a weak axe unit, right? Anyway, meanwhile, over here in the actual battle, shit's taking off, right? Libyan spears are losing though, because desert cavalry's playing with them, right? Try and get against those guys. Guys, you went way too far. Try and get yourself back into formation, right? And there you go. Ooh. Skirmishers, you did me proud there. If that was you. Right, skirmishers, moving a little closer, please. Don't be shy. Right, Poenis, turn first, deal with these losers. Right, you lot, let's get aggressive. Bring these spears in. Get hitting. Do what you can. Give the enemy no breathing space. That's what I want, ideally. Right. Cavalry, I want us to be hitting right over there. Egyptians are trying to do what they always do, cause a little bit of trouble on the flanks. You lot, try and hit this big mass over here. I think we've got the enemy pretty disoriented at this point. So elephants, begin rumbling your way down this hill if you want, because there's going to be plenty of things for you to play with. Right. General, you're doing good. Right. You lot reform. Right. You bring down those desert axes. We're trying to chase away my Libyans. Don't let them do that. Long shields, you're playing with the Nile cavalry. You're playing with fire there, so you know what? Let's get you out of that fight. Because it's a fight I know you're not going to win. Try and play the Pharaoh's Bowman instead. Right. General, what we're doing over here, right? We've got those guys wearing down. Brilliant, right. Well, I'm having units slipping through the files here. Oh, my units. I was thinking that was some Egyptians. Because you're not wearing shirts, guys. That's why I'm confusing you with Egyptians. I am very sorry, right. Apply some mercenaries and everyone else. Start moving in. The Egyptians are trying to form a new line. Let's not give them that opportunity. Let's try and just make sure we've got no time whatsoever to act upon anything. Right, General, I suggest you try and rally your men. I'm seeing a few retreaters. Try and get them back in the fight, please. I don't really want to be losing all my cavalry support at this point. I've got the elephants inbound, but, you know, elephants can't carry it on their own. I know I like to big them up, and these Poenis, turn, face, deal with this threat now. Hoplites are going to help you out on this one. Poenis, get yourselves over here and provide additional support, please. Mercs, try and hit something. Slingers, try and get yourself on a flank. Elephants, just smack into this area here. That's where you're going to have your fun. Just provide relief to the Sacred Band is all I'm really going to ask you. Cavalry, let's start looking for an opportunity to cause more chaos. You lot, help out against those Sacred Band. But to be honest, my skirmishers just freaking one-shotted them. So, well done, skirmishers. I mean, seriously, that was a... You guys are trying really hard to be the MVP today, and I give you full props for doing that. Elephants have basically smashed into the line, by the way. They're just careening their way through. Might be coming at a bit of a disadvantage to me. So, you know what, elephants? Just plow through. Momentum is key to victory here. Just get yourself through. Find a new target. Just basically pick on anything that isn't wearing armour and doesn't have a spear. That's the main criteria. But then again, you're just absolutely brilliant for disrupting a phalanx formation, reducing it to nothing. Alright, rest of my phalanxes, I want you to come in, sweep up whatever's left here. We're done of it. We're done on that flank. We've won that flank. Seeing a couple of elephants take casualties. I don't like that, right? Elephants, try and chase down now. I think you've caused enough chaos for me to basically take the advantage here. So, Spearmen, you're fighting off the desert axes. You managed to chase them off. Well done, guys. I thought you might not carry that one on through, which I wouldn't have been surprised at, because I know the desert axes can give you a bit of a hassle sometimes, but you're doing good, lads. You're doing good. Got the enemy pretty much wrapped up at this point, though I am definitely detecting some heavier losses on my side today. Probably got a bit too wound up chasing off the idiot brothers over there, but you know what, Numidians, you did manage to cause quite a bit of trouble for the enemy. So the one who has ammo left, he's going to come in and just, you know, dispense it really. Elephants, chase down anything that isn't routing. Basically, Pharaoh's Bowmen, they want to play it. There we go. Their morale will collapse any second now. And we've only got really one unit left in the fight now, which was these guys, but they are calling it a day. There are a few other bowmen though, so... Right, General, get to work on chasing down. Long Shield Cavalry, I know you're back in the fight, so you want to come back in and help out, please. And you lot, let's see... General, I mean, not the General, Numidians, they're just going to play around as well. May as well use them for chasing down. They're not really going to get themselves killed at this point. Elephants, move on to a new target. There's plenty of other big old masses of units that you can use your momentum to absolutely flatten, so get to work on it. I'm going to have the General and the Numidians bring down whatever's left of these Pharaoh's Bowmen, because they're on the brink anyway and actually broken, so they're gone. Right. And that's pretty much nearly all the Egyptians wiped out, cleaned out. There's just this loser left, so it's a Pharaoh's Guard, so you know, get rid of it. General, you have the honour of killing that last dude.
As enemies,
not until that last guy's dead, please. As well as these idiots over here, right? Keep cleaning them up. Come on. There's plenty of Egyptian corpses littering. I want to make sure those vultures have enough to feed them for, well, a few years. The more food they have, the happier those little vultures will be, or the buzzards, or the lizards who are fighting for the gizzards. Right, you got that guy down? Right, good, right. Bring down those bowmen and we're done for today. Well, done for this battle, but yeah. Quite a lot of casualties on both sides. As you can see, some of my cavalry did not have a lot of fun. These guys didn't have a lot of fun here. Pretty much a mix of Egyptian and Carthaginian casualties. Quite the battle. Still, I only lost 30% of my men, so it isn't as bad as I'm making it out to be. But yeah, pretty big battle. Ooh, wow, those chariots just never do well against me, do they? And again, I guess the Egyptians don't really tend to apply them as well as you should, so, yeah. Slingers, you want to give us guys a goodbye volley? Oh, actually, no, don't bother. Good, I'm about to wipe them out anyway. There we go. Loud them down.
Victory is yours, and no one can argue that it is not both well-deserved and worthy.
Yeah, worthy victory. Thank you very much, because we actually killed over 2,000 men today. So that leaves Captain Apries in a very weakened position. Did lose quite a few of our men. We lost maybe just under a third. So yeah, we are hurting a little bit. But to be honest, we are probably still capable of carrying that fight on. Because as you can see, a lot of kills. Some going in right into the 300s with the General. One of the Sacred Bands bringing in 332 kills. Well done you. Elephants, 220 to them. Numidians, 100 each for the Numidians. Well done you lot. And again, when I saw those bloody Libyan mercs also got there, didn't get as many as I thought they did, but which is odd because I saw those javelins bloody shooting in like machine guns. But either way, these guys definitely did. These mercenaries were a good call, so I'm happy to have them in my army. So well done, you guys. You brought me victory in Tripolitania. Shame you're not going to be around for Latium though. But either way, the walls shall shake at the noise of a horseman and the wheels of the chariots and stuff like that. He's going to scatter off into the desert. We'll deal with him another day.
Victory!
Either way, that puts us in a tougher position now. Well, no, a stronger position, really. Right, any unit merges to do, by the way, because I didn't do your unit merges, which I was going to do. So, trying to just merge off a couple of men just to make sure we are more or less at capacity or, you know, everyone's happy. I'm not going to merge these elephants just yet. Any merges to do here? Definitely merge up some of the Sacred Bands. Libyans, we'll merge those guys up. Merge up the Poenis. Well, we can't even merge up anyway, can they? Definitely merge up the cavalry, though. I'm getting a little concerned this army's getting weaker. Any good mercs to harvest in Libya? I don't really want more skirmishes. Right. Hold your position for now. You're definitely going to need support from another army, but for now, you're doing okay. You may be able to, you know, because these guys, some of them are strong, like Captain Tiers, but other ones like Captain Tatanum and Shabaka Soter. Looks like he, I mean, what the hell are you playing that dude? We may be able to have a little bit more fun with them. Right, anyway, we pretty much adminned this turn at the end of the last episode anyway, so there isn't really anything for us to do, but I am noticing Lilibame sat on its ass, so Lilibame, come on. Play the game. Work on an academy, by the way. Let's get you educated up, Mr. Buller. But yeah, so what we are going to do is we are going to wait for the next turn. We do want Captain Himmelkar ready for collecting his men now, or Captain Zimrada's going to maybe take... Well, maybe he'll lead Zimrada's army or blah, 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 blah. Either way, we need to be ready. So, I'm seeing if there's any extra units to dish out, actually. Do notice that there aren't any Libyan spears in the side. So you know what? I want these Libyan spears just to maybe shoot off their men. There we go. That's a better army because, yeah, no Libyan spears does not make me very happy, especially since I will be leading the king's army and the others will be led by the AI, which means, yeah, I'm putting myself in an untrustworthy position, but, you know, sometimes the AI needs to step in when I don't have, like, 20 brains and 20 arms to do this. Right, anyway. We're going to move on to the next turn, observe our enemies, or enemy, many of the Egyptians. The Senate seems quite content to stay put right now, and I've been sabotaging its buildings to slow it down. So, we should really just observe what the Egyptians are up to. Let's wait for our strikes on Asian Minor to take off once we have Rome. And really, yeah, and also you just keep on moving. Looks like nothing to report just yet, but looks like Tarsus, Antioch are weak. Another Captain Tios hovering around, but yeah, it's looking like Phoenicia may be an open target for us. I also need to start working on a strike force for Rhodes. Sparta, you're good for supplying me with strike forces, so when you've got your men ready, I'm going to get ready to deal with this lot. Because we're dealing with a lot of militia, hoplites, cavalry, so 2 units of slingers will be great for wiping them all out anyway. These aren't Balearics, by the way, these are Rhodians, but I'm guessing they're probably more or less the same as a Balearic slinger. I mean, actually, how does that compare with one of my slingers? Strong on a melee, but that doesn't really bother me. Strong on a missile as well. Probably have more range as well. They actually have a charge bonus as well. My guys don't get a charge bonus on this, a tiny one. And actually their defenses, same, but it varies in the little numbers. I have a more balanced defense for my skirmishers, whereas they have just more of a melee defense, really. Right, anyway. We will focus on hitting the roads anyway. I think really if we have sufficient... I mean, this is near enough sufficient to deal with roads. Another unit of slingers, though, and maybe a unit of Libyan spears will give us the flexibility we need, though, to deal with roads. But for now, we're going to move on to the next turn and just really let events play out in front of our eyes. Right, someone's splitting the troops, but for now, Chyseres has had yet another bloody riot. Not surprising, neither do I care. Path blocked by them. My Tony Son Eaters has got in the way of some rebels, or some rebels have got in the way of him. Keep moving, you loser. I want to bully the Armenians. Right, anyway. What else is going on? End of turn report. We're back in the money. Brilliant. Death Stoxelan, who's got the plague now? Asturica, not surprised. It's a bloody plague box, right? Asturica, you're under quarantine. Stop being so crap. But at least the public order's getting better, maybe because all the people are dying. So I guess we needed a quick drop in population. I think we're up to scratch on our hygiene. Make more food or something. Maybe that'll make people less sick. Most of that's faction, by the way, is now Armenia. Well done, Armenia, I guess. I'm going to come and extort you out of money soon, so stick around. Faction announcements, by the way. Riser and Tace have been born. Bommelkar Iledra is now of age as well, so let's have a look at him. He is a commander or an influencer, and he is currently based in Numantia, so he has already drawn a very unlucky dice. Because, well, he isn't probably going to go anywhere, and his dice got even unluckier when it turned out in fact he can't get it hard. But unfortunately he has no enemies, but he likes blood. He also manages to try and take the positive outlook on life, so it gives him additional morale. But he's bad at collecting taxes, and he's also a bit of a minion. Right. Don't really have many places for you to go right now, dude. But if you want to go to Oscar, you may have a chance of leading an army. So head there for now, and I may try and come up with another use for you soon. Numantia, by the way, has constructed public baths, Asturica a secret police head network, Oscar a city barracks, Cirta a secret police HQ, Condet Redonum a militia barracks, Segesta an execution square, Batavium an awesome temple and Milcart, Thessalonica an execution square, and Tarentum has completed its large temple. So work on your awesome temple now. Croton, did I templize you, by the way? Let's get to work on that now. Get rid of that, and let's I think we'll keep it Milcart for now. I want the trade, so keep it Milcart. Right, brilliant. Right.
Aye, great lord.
I guess it's crunch time now. Right,
Aye,
you,
lord.
get over there. Right, you, what's your chances of getting on land? Brilliant, right. Looks like, what the frig has actually gone on over here? Right, we've got a lot of new players. Right, Zimrada. How are we going to play this one? Zimrada is leading an attack, so this may be an attack of stages. We may have a west battle and an east battle, so let's just think of this like chess for a minute. So, Zimrada, aka Chyseres and Adable, will take on Philotius of Syracuse. He's got a mixed strength army. He's got a few urbans in there. Alright, they're dangerous. But the rest of his army is lacking. He's got no cavalry support, barring himself. He does have 2 legionary eagles. They're going to be difficult to dispatch, but if they go down, the rest of his army could crumble with them. He has a bit of artillery, a few gladiators, but also lacks missile support and actually anti-cavalry support. He only has 1 unit of triarii. And what I'm bringing is mainly Poenes, but I also have plenty of artillery of my own and a lot of cavalry support. So that should, on balance, outplay him. But if I attack him, he's going to come in. And I'm going to have difficulty getting reinforcements in. So what I'll do, Zimrada, you will place your army here. Because we do have a risk of a Roman garrison joining us. Agiricus, you will also play in this battle. Because you are bringing a strong army with plenty of infantry and artillery. With moderate cavalry support. So I want you in this battle as well. Who else can I get in on this one? I can try and bring round Himmelkar. Juba, if I shift... Well, you know what, Juba, get rid of one of these guys. Who's your best one to kill? Just... Actually, who'll be best for me to get rid of, right? Because I want Martinez to try and sneak around. You know what, Martinez, if you go where Juba is, you can start besieging Rome on its south face. You get rid of Secundus of Libyfon. He's most in my way, so try and get it done properly. Oh god, these guys are going to disperse everywhere. I mean, seriously, what is going on here? Is this like some sort of emergency recruitment drive done by the Senate? I actually managed to lure him into the city. That's fine by me. But yeah, I think this is the Senate panicking. Also got a few idiots to deal with over there, but that's not for now. Anyway, well done. You've dispatched one of those filthy senators, so good for him. I like to imagine that's the sound he made when he died. You know, proper throaty cut. Right, anyway, yeah, 1 agent skill. By the way, I didn't go through the recruitment report. Here it is. I'm not going to read through it today. So, yeah. Right, Himmelkar. Let's get you nearby. So, or should I bring in... No, bring in Himmelkar. He's stronger. Himmelkar, I want you ready to strike here. I don't know if you'll join, but if you do... You will be in a position to maybe try and cut off Marcellus's reinforcements. As for you, Iharian, you are going to move here, and you are going to strike the city alongside Martinez. You're going to bring that city into siege to try and give them something to worry about. And you could actually take this town today on this turn. So, depending on how the first battle goes, because we need to make sure there's nothing coming in to help the Romans, but for now... Build a couple of siege towers just to make the Romans think we're going to play the long game. And hold your position. You've got 4 Libyans, so I'll give you 4 siege towers, right? Hold your position. We're going to make the Romans think we're playing the long game with them. You also take the city by siege. You will work on 2 siege towers. Make you appear the weaker army, but either way, you can't actually do anything against the walls anyway, but... We're going to bring this city down to a point of crisis. That's what we're going to do. So there we go. The move has been made. So let's bring in the final piece. So how many... I only have room for 2 dudes. So those mercenaries, unfortunately, will be going to waste for now. So I'm not disbanding anyone. So, right. Chyseres, you better be making it to battle. Don't be like bullshitting me, right? Link up with Captain Zimrada and join his army. You will be in command and, well, basically, I wish you the best of luck, King Chyseres. Or do we have kings? I like to think of him as really as more as the family leader. Carthage is the family business, but I guess we are technically a kingdom. We have a king, or a ruler, or a president, or chief merchant, high commander. Call him whatever you want. Call him Lord. You know what? We'll call him the Lord because I keep being called the Lord or my Lord or, you know. So, Lord Chyseres of Carthage. Or of Cirta, if you would so like to be called that. By the way, you lot. Scramble off to Arretium if you'd like. You have been given the privilege and honour of ruling the family in my name. It is now up to you to do the tradition that has been held up by so many generations of this family. The prophecy of Baal spoke of the Romans bringing the end of Carthage. We have done everything in our power to reverse that prophecy. At one point it almost came true at the hands of the Brutii and their Numidian cohorts. But we have turned that around so hard, it is now Rome that will find itself burning at our hands. So, with your sword and with your loyal troops, bring about the seeds of destruction. Bring down Philotius of Syracuse. That is a Carthaginian town. He should be with us. Show him that Syracuse is a Carthaginian town and he uses that title in utmost disrespect. If you kill him, you'll be forever known as one of our greatest rulers. You'll go down in the history books as a man who ended the war against Rome. Or, you know better yet, the man who conquered Rome. The man who brought about Carthaginian victory and dominance of the Mediterranean. Do this for me, and like I said, you'll be considered the greatest ruler Carthage ever had. Begin your assaults.
Attack!
So, here we go, and I will have 3 armies on my side, and the enemy will only have 2. Since we've put Rome under siege, they can't come and help. So this will be the first battle of the Tiber we're fighting today. And let's go through the lineup. We've gone through our lineup. It's Chyseres the Killer. Lord Chyseres the Killer. I will be leading his army personally. Captain Himmelkar will be reinforcing from behind. And he will be bringing an army under the control of the AI. And look, I have clicked this because you know. And by the way, the battle apparently exceeds recommended size for your detector settings. This may result in the game lagging a lot. But either way, we have put these 2 under AI control because I have said so. Agiri Caserta will be leading from my left flank. He will also be under his own control. Enemy number 1 is Philotius of Syracuse. We'll be in for his army. He's got a mixed strength of infantry and a little bit of artillery. However, he completely lacks cavalry support. And he is going to be fighting on a river shallows. This may make life a little harder for him. He has a defensible choke point, that is true, but he may have some issues. Marcellus Pompeius, who will most likely be concentrating on bringing down Himmelkar, is bringing with him an extraordinarily weak and unbalanced army. However, he does have numbers on his side, so he may be using these to try and overwhelm me and try and flood around the flanks. But his army consists mainly of relatively weakly upgraded Hastati Principes and Velites. Really, this army is an artifact. One that should be buried back in the ground and dug up by archaeologists in 1,000 years. So let's make sure they have something fun to dig up. And we also make sure that the skulls are all nice and cracked, because we're going to do that with all our lovely weapons. By the way, if you do want the numbers, we are bringing well over 6,000 men today. We're probably dropping on really, I think we're on nearly 8,000 men if I'm honest, since we are bringing well over 7,500 men. So we've got 3/4 of 10,000 men on our side, whereas the enemy brings probably about 4,000 men. So we are nearly doubling their numbers. Strength ratio is 20-9 in my favour. This is going to be a battle for the ages. So, if you don't have your drink, get it ready, because here comes, after much procrastination from myself, the first battle of the Tiber.
Today is a day for brave deeds, so that our fame will be known from one end of the world to another. Wherever men admire courage, our names will be known. Today the vultures feast, but they will feast upon our enemies, not us.
We shall bring the enemy down with much pleasure. Okay, initiate your deployment. Prepare to assault the Roman positions. If you can hear something loud as a jet plane or some sort of fuck-off helicopter outside my window.
On my orders.
Right, so it looks like I may have been a little bit wrong about where things are being deployed. We actually must cross the river quite early. However, this could be advantageous to us. If the enemy chooses to come to us, we have a brilliant choke point to try and hold them at. Now, where the river is actually physically crossed, I'm not entirely sure, but I assume it is where the ground is all a bit more worn out, and the rest of it will be river that is somewhat uncrossable. However, I make no promises. So, just in case, I feel I may deploy my line a little wider, because to be honest, even on the map, this river looks pretty crossable. I mean, it is a shallower part of the Tiber. The Romans aren't even very good at making good rivers, are they? Bloody hell. I mean, here, obviously, it looks like you're not going to be crossing that in a hurry, but just all around here, it does look pretty shallow, so we will make sure we have an all-round defense, but we will make sure we apply additional pressure to the choke points. So, 2 enemy armies to deal with. Oh, there's 3 choke points, right? I think we may be a little wiser deploying a little further back, or I could try and split my army into 3. Ever since I have an army coming on this flank, they will most likely want that crossing to themselves. So we will focus on the middle crossing and this crossing here. Our other reinforcements will be coming from over here, as will Maximus Pompeius. So, let's see what we have. First things first, Poetis. How many have I got to play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. 3 of you will cross this crossing then. You will be Gang A or something, so you will cross here. Other lot, you will cross, and you will have the Sacred Band supporting you. You will cross the central river crossing, because that's where the enemy's most likely going to be. Now, I do also have slingers, so 2 of you will go here. You will do your usual thing, try and avoid skirmishing there. You lot, do the same, avoid skirmishing, you know what you're up to. Onagers, I'm going to basically apply maximum pressure to the centre flank, so you guys are going to go here. You know what you're up to as well. Cavalry, you will be in the middle. You will be basically watching for any nasty tricks the enemy are up to. Royal Cavalry Unit, you're in the centre. You will be here. Sacred Band Cavalry Unit, you will also be centre, with a little bit of a leaning to here, just in case the enemy tries something sneaky, so you will be there. Libyan Spears. Why did I bring you guys again? Because honestly, the enemy has no cavalry support. Right. You'll be here. Keep the artillery safe. You'll be my bonus flexible unit, because the lack of cavalry support. I mean, you guys could probably dispatch Hastati on your own at this point anyway. You're above them at this point. You're upgraded. You're veterans. Well, actually, you guys are actually quite fresh, but you know what I mean. Anyway, men, you know how much there is riding on this. Bring down this army, or these armies, and Rome is as good as fallen. So, I ask for nothing but your absolute best today. Commence the assault. Artillery, hit their central positions. Looks like the enemy is not prepared for me to flank them. This is brilliant. Both our reinforcements are delayed, but so are the enemies. This is good. This gives us the opportunity then to try and bring down this enemy quickly. So let's begin marching our flank formation across the river, and let's get ready to play. Artillery, looks like they're already trying to score a few hits, so... Ooh, that was a good hit there. Right, artillery, try and give special attention to the eagles and to them. But you know what? One of you, come off fire quickly. Try and see if you can quickly snipe the enemy artillery positions. You lot, are we able to cross this river by the way, or is this a no-go zone? Am I being wrong? I thought this river was crossable. I'm guessing it's not very crossable, right? Bizarre. Okay, artillery, short. I mean, you lot, short this flank for now then. Do what you need to do. I'm not sure what the enemy's up to right now. I think they're preparing to cross the river, so... Slingers, give them something to hurt about. Artillery, you know what? Go back to using your flaming shots. Because you know what? There's just... There's too many opportunities here. Oh, good shot by the way. You brought one of them down. But you know what? I can't resist these shots. They're going to march over this river and we're going to give them a right royal kicking, right? They're coming over quite quick. Slingers, I'd recommend you pull to the flanks. You lot, pull yourselves forward and get ready for incoming. And, oh... Right, we lost a few men there. Right, it's going to be a case of enemy artillery pounding off each other. Let's just hope our reinforcements arrive before the enemies does. But either way, even in a 1v1, I am confident in bringing down this enemy. We outnumber him, we outgun him. He will come down, and that was painful. Right. Here we go. First conflict. Guys, we are trying to get some shots out, by the way. I'm not seeing too many shots coming out on our end. Come on. Oof, Royal Cavalry, that was close. I'm going to pull you back a little bit. Oh, wait, you weren't even Royal Cavalry. You're Libyans, right? You're fine, then. Right. Enemies trying to hit us. Slingers. Try and put yourselves on this riverbank, actually. I want you to try and focus fire. Right, you two, close this flank up. The enemy general is being very cocky. He wants to play. Artillery, hit the far back of their formation. One of you lot, you know what, go back into non-fire mode, bring down whatever's left over here, just snipe them. They're isolated. I'm happy with just losing a few kills. Just make sure they're all coming down. We're going to bring this enemy down. So, ooh, careful, 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 careful. Come on, we don't want to be causing silly mistakes like that. Right. You know, artillery, it's getting a little too hot for you. Just focus primarily on bringing down what's left of this enemy artillery. Just snipe them all.
The enemy have brought up more men. Send them to the afterlife.
Right, enemy reinforcements arrived before ours did. This could be a bit of a concern. They are far away though, but they are very large in number. They have... Let's hope Himmelkar is on his way. Right. Keep it up, men. We've got them boxed in. I'm going to try and find another crossing to get more men across, even if it does risk interception. Long shields. How are we getting across this river? I don't understand why this river is so hard to cross. This is what's giving me a little bit of an issue here. Try and get over there and cross on the other side. We are losing a few men now. Some of our Poenis have broken. Right. Bring in the spare general. I want him to give it a little hit. Spears, come in, short these flanks. Got one general trying to hit the other general, and we're trying to just get a, cavalry, just clash in. We need to pressure this choke point as much as we can. Artillery, I'm still seeing their artillery is alive and well. Come on. Excellent, one down, many to go. Right.
He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
We may just start pushing the Senate back. Keep it up, men. Keep it up. Right. General, I'm going to get you out of there. Let the long shields finish this one off now. Bringing in additional Poenis just to try and do this one. So cavalry, you know what? Start pushing out. Start pushing out. The enemy is beginning to retreat. Let them retreat on their own accord. Slingers, I want you to focus your fire not on things that are going to cause friendly fire. Focus your fire on whatever's sitting on that river crossing trying to snipe us. Poenis, push in. Push in. Let's push them back across the river now. Get them on the other side of the river. Slingers, I'm seeing what you're doing there. You're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. Keep trying. Yes, more artillery's coming down. Brilliant. They're nearly out of artillery support now. Bring down that last onager and we should be good. I don't care about the ballista. That thing doesn't do shit. Right. I've seen a lot of retreating Romans now. Right. If they're going to retreat on this side of the river, make sure they all die trying. Bring them all down, cavalry. You lot, push out whatever's left. Libyans, it's going to be a little bit risky pitting you against the Samnite gladiators, but their morale's low. I think you can push them over that little edge and get them out of here. But we need to get ready. Another enemy army's incoming, and my reinforcements are taking their time in arriving, and that is getting a little worrying now. I don't want to be facing them on my own. We may be able to bring them down, but the biggest concern is, if we do, we're going to lose a lot of men in the process. Right, keep chasing down whatever's left over here, by the way. Men, hold your positions, do not scatter. We need to be ready for the next wave of enemies. So, right. Poeni line, form up here, get ready. Sacred line, get yourselves over here. It looks like I'm running out of Poenis as well. That's a little worrying as well. That was a pretty tough fight we had there, so that's not great. Slingers, I want you to try and get yourselves over there. You might be able to do something. I don't know who's screaming, move, move, move out, by the way, but whoever's doing it is frigging annoying. Right. How are we doing for making our formation, by the way? Looks like we're doing good. We'll have the enemy entrapped. Right. My God, who has about 1,000 voice? Ah, it's these idiots, right? Cavalry, don't let them do what they're trying to do. Put a stop to their little game. Cavalry, make your way back for some respite. And you, other general, Mr. I keep forgetting your name because you're not that important to me. I'm just kidding. You're just here for the ride, though, really. Anyway, you are apprenticing the Lord. Make sure you're doing well. Bring down those Praetorians. You managed to push them back into a rout. Keep it up. Slingers, I'm depriving you of your fire at will privileges because I'm seeing some of you just making silly shots, and I don't want friendly fire happening. Right, brilliant. Hardly a Roman left on my side of the river now. Chase down whatever's over there, though, if you want, but they're just on. Actually, no, they're on. Let the Onager crew go. They're not worth my time. I'm only interested in bringing down anything that's going to really cause massive mega harm to the Onagers. Are we going to keep hitting these guys, or are we just going to fail? Right. We're nearly out of ammo as well. Right. You, don't bother anymore. I want you to save some ammo for our other enemy. Long shield, get over and push whatever's left of these guys out before the rest of our guys turn up. You as well. Just give it up for now. Just we're gonna bring these guys down by other things. I think these are the idiots who are telling us to move out, march, move out, forward, whatever. Cavalry, just make this one quick, please. Because I'm not really in the mood for just letting my men get sniped, but luckily its accuracy is absolutely horrible. But you know, don't take your time. Just get in there, do it now. Every shot they're getting out is more men getting killed. I mean, there we go, that's just a few more men lost there. So, just do it now. Go on. Don't let them get another shot out to stop them. Excellent, you managed to delay their next shot. Right, kill whatever's left, push it into a rout, excellent. Kill those ballistas. If they want to scrap, let them have a scrap, but they're not going to win the scrap, so, you know, they're a bit crap. Looks like the other enemy's waiting for us, right.
Men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
Looks like Mr. Pompeius doesn't want to get aggressive. Now, that's fine, or at least it's fine somewhere. The issue is, he has got so many men, he can stretch them from one end of a battlefield to the other. He has got full protected flanks in a way, or at least, well, let's face it, if I can push through just one unit and just barrel through it, I can basically pick on whatever I want. Now, I could just sit around and wait for reinforcements. However, there's the issue that my reinforcements may not come at all. And given how long it's taken for them to arrive, and the fact these guys have arrived first, is leading me to worry that reinforcements may not be coming. I could withdraw from battle and play with these guys another day, which may be the wiser course of action, if I'm honest. He has a lot of men. I could try and take his army on, but it's going to be messy. Very messy. But at the same time, not one unit in his army stands out. The only hardened unit among any of these guys is the general himself. And even then, this is someone who's probably never seen a battle in his life. So he isn't going to be experienced. He'll come down quite easily. I don't like what I'm going to do, but we're going to take him. I'm not backing down in the face of this battle. Men, prepare yourselves. Cross the river, assume a position near the enemy's artillery emplacements, and we'll make our move. We're going to hammerhead our formation, though, to try and keep the enemy in check. So I want everyone preparing to basically get ready for all kinds of flank patrols. Royal Cavalry, you're here. Sacred Cavalry, you're here. Long Cavalry, here. Artillery, push up and prepare to fire some shots. Slingers, get yourselves to the front of a formation as well and prepare to rain hell upon our enemies. Fire at will privileges are rightfully restored. I'm not backing down. I will bring this army down with my fists, with my bare hands. He will not sit here and win because my reinforcements have let me down. No. You never know, they may just turn up in a nick of time as well. But I'm going to bring them down. And they better not actually just be saying, we're not turning up because we think your computer can't handle it. Fuck you. If I can run Thrones of Britannia on 60 frames per second and play a bloody long siege, because I indulged in multiplayer a little bit and played a siege that lasted a friggin' hour, then I can render nearly 10,000 men on Run Total War. Simple as that, really. So don't be giving me that namby-pamby wish-wash. Still, I have lost 2 units to routing at this point, and I think one's just been eliminated outright. Still, one enemy general dies. And the others are just pretenders as well. None of them are men of worth. They're just what's left of a Senate. They are literally characters being generated to fill in empty slots. That is just it. They are just having to have a panicked mass recruitment drive. I've had to go to a fucking recruitment agency or something. That's what they're doing. Either way, the Pompeius family is not worthy to live in my new kingdom. So they are being brought down. Men, I'm going to speed up your travel. I am very convinced at this point that the enemy is not interested in moving. And, oh guys, are you going to have an issue crossing the river? Is that something that isn't something you can't do? No, you are going to cross it. Alright, fantastic. Try and put yourselves near the enemy. But as you put yourselves on where the enemy artillery wants stood. You did a very good job at bringing near enough all of this down by... Oh, wait, we can't do it now. Alright, if I could give you this simple move order, then will you do it? I think they can cross the river. Maybe I'll just be picky about where I place them. Right, maybe if I pop you here, will that be fine? No? Okay. If I pop you here. Alright. I'll pop you here then. Alright. Look, just get your asses over there. Just don't... If you can't cross the river, just tell me now, guys. I think they just can't cross the river, right? I feel like this could have been told a very long time ago. You guys have just kind of wasted a lot of my time, haven't you? I mean, are we crossing? Not crossing? Right, we're without artillery support, but then again, we were just about out of ammo anyway, so... That's not the end of the world. Right, spearmen, short these flanks. I'm going to be putting some very intense pressure on these flanks today, but... Cavalry, I mean, look, cavalry should be able to barrel in and mow down the velites. They can go down. Principes, they're going to be a bit harder. They're not going to break instantly to a cavalry charge. However, repeated cavalry charges will probably bring them down. Hastati, they're going to be pretty weak. I mean, they're just young fops. I mean, did the Senate just have to, like, recruit a private army or something? Or is the Senate that broke? These guys are having to provide their own armour. Is that how bad it is for you, Senate? Are you so bad you couldn't keep up with your own shitty military reforms? Right. Slingers, you'll be taking the first move because we are without artillery. So, the general is sat right there as well. Right. I want you to hit the Hastati. You hit the Hastati or the velites. You hit some Principes. Or, better yet, bring your line up like this. And if the general wants to play... Let him come. We're going to drag him right into those Poenes. If that's what he wants to do. But... I want to make sure if any fights that go down are on my terms. Right. How much closer do we need to be? I know you guys don't have the best range in the world, so I'm going to put you here. And that should be... That should be close enough, if I'm honest. I don't want to bring my guys any further forward because I want that river crossing to basically facilitate an escape should things go pear-shaped. Right. Looks like we're still not closer. Right, you move forward for the Hastati. You Triarii. You Velites. Just be ready to make a quick getaway when that general gets narky. That's all I'm saying. Let's bring our thing a bit more zoomed in as well. So... It's a very curious formation this general has made. I think he's trying to make himself look stronger than he is. And that's why he's deployed so wide. What should we call this? The Pompeius line or something? Call it the idiot line, that'd be better. The dead line. I don't like that. This is the dead line now. Right. Keep bringing these guys down. Looks like we're not having the best of luck hitting these guys. And luckily they don't know how to make testudos, but... Hit what you can with them, basically, that's all I'm asking. Hit what you can. More of them you bring down, the less of them we have to worry about, really. Means Actually, the Triarii don't do too well against slingers. That's interesting. How about the Velites? I assume those guys will crumble. Yeah, they're already losing numbers. Right, keep it up. I mean, the Velites can't even fight back. That's tragic. You can't outrange not an idiot. Sorry, I'm not insulting you. You can't outrange a guy throwing a fucking stone at your face. You guys are honestly pathetic. Right, slingers, keep it up. Do it until you've expended all your ammunition. But I don't want to fast forward it because I'm very worried that the general's going to suddenly spring forward and make his move. How are we doing on those Hastati? Brought him down to 102. Right, you're making some progress and you're making your inroads. 100 now. Good. We can try and bring at least 3 units down to breaking point. You know, maybe not in terms of morale, but you know, if their numbers are so much lower, we're going to be in an easier position. But I do want to try and lure the enemy to the spear line. That's how I feel like I'm going to win this one. I'm not going to win coming to them, because what they could do is they could just close their formation and box me in. They're trying to do a canne. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to canne me. Except I am the canne one. I am the one who's Carthaginian, so you can't canne the Carthaginians, you dick. So yeah, right, how are we doing on those Velites? Are as good as dead. Fantastic. We probably should just use dual against the Velites. I mean, you're smacking them down, but I do want those Triarii gone as well, because they're the only anti-cavalry unit they have. So if they're gone, the Romans are going to be in a much stickier situation, because I can have my cavalry run riot on the enemy. If I come too close as well, my artillery may be able to lend some support as well. I'm going to take you guys off fire shots. I'm going to keep you on regular shots. There may be an opportunity for you to support if the enemy does try to push through my lines. Or in an absolute emergency, I may switch you back to fire. But that's a final solution if this line goes wrong. Right, how are we doing? Bringing them down. Keep bringing them down. Come on, 44. That's a good start, but the enemy's saying they're going to move out. I'm interested now. Where are we going to be moving? Slightly to the left. Wow, that's friggin' filling, isn't it? Right, arrows started down to 79. Well done, slingers. Noticing that our ammo is beginning to run out, though, so that's not brilliant. Right, who's about out of ammo? Right, Triarii are out of ammo. Hastati out of ammo. Velite squad, they're doing very well on ammo. So you know what? Those Velites are now at the point where basically, if a cavalry unit was to so much as breathe in their direction, they'll go down. Focus on your Triarii now, because I want those guys dead for definite. Just give them a little bit of extra love and support. Right. Once you're out of ammo, by the way, you are going to assist with a hammerhead. So I want you to basically make sure that nothing's going to slip through the river crossing. So you guys out of ammo? Good, right. Well, not good. I'd prefer it if you guys had more ammo, but I'm guessing you're not in the mood for scavenging stones off a battlefield today. But oh well, I guess you do have to find good stones. I mean, you know, I mean, your stones are so round, so you know, these guys find the stones that are capable of killing a man basically when thrown hard enough. Right. I'm going to speed this one up now, because I am very, very convinced that the enemy has no intention of bringing their line forward. But I do hate it when the game doesn't let me... Why can't I double... Oh, wait, no, I can't. Yeah, the game can sometimes be weird and not let me double speed it. Right, nearly out of ammo, but you know what? That Triarii is considerably weaker now. Pretty much brought it down to half its original size. That's going to make any ability for them to combat my cavalry much more moot. Now, phase 2 of my plan can kick into action. So what we're going to do is going to have our cavalry hit various units on the enemy line. We can basically punch through, get to the back, flank, and basically, you know, it's going to be like shooting a gallery, because that's what it is. So, going on from that, you guys just shore up here. You guys shore up here. What's going to happen is we can basically bring the enemy line to chaos, because let's face it, we haven't got reinforcements. They're not coming. End of. We're going to assume at this point now we've got nothing. So cavalry, prepare yourselves to start bringing some serious pain to the enemy. But what I'm going to do is, if the enemy tries to get close, we're going to try and pull them back towards our formation. What we'll do is we'll try and move a cavalry a little slower than usual. You know, we'll have them just canter, have them walk, because if we can pull the enemy into our line here, we'll have pulled them into the best trap ever. Because if I go forward, they're going to Cannae me. Simple as that. If you don't know what Cannaeing is, by the way, watch the Battle of Cannae. It was where the Romans pushed very deep and very aggressively into Hannibal's formations at Cannae. And basically what happened after that was Hannibal basically closed his flanks, because even though he was outnumbered, the closing of the flanks surrounded the Romans and severely inhibited their mobility and ability to fight, since the Romans did generally have a very stiff fighting formation and they weren't particularly flexible. Right. Prepare to take your picks. We hit the far end of their flank. That'll be the best place to hit, because that's where they're going to be the least likely supported. So, Sacred Band, get yourselves ready. If we basically pull off a hard charge on the Velites and the Hastati, they're not going to survive. Put yourselves into wedge formations, by the way, non-general cavalry. You guys will be able to try and hit a little harder. We're going to be playing for charge bonuses only, really. We're not going to be trying to sustain combat for long. We're going to basically go in, blast what we can, get out, do it again, keep doing it until the enemy is bite-sized enough for my infantry to mop up. That is the grand plan. Actually, you guys can't make a wedge formation, so for now, just hold steady and basically hit what you can in a blocked charge. Right, I've got one unit ready to go. This unit is almost ready to go. Let's speed you up a little bit, because, you know, your stamina's fine, so let's get ready. I definitely want this battle to, you know, get over and done with quite soon, because, you know, time is getting on. Right. Anyway, if this plan pulls off, this is what I'm going to call my tactical masterstroke of the campaign. Right. Simple task. We'll hit this flank first, then we'll hit that flank, then we'll hit that flank. If we hit them all simultaneously, that might work, but at the same time, that's going to be a micromanagement nightmare for me. So, right. Units, go in and hit, and then I'm going to set you up a rendezvous point on the other side of the battlefield. So I'm going to have you all selected as one now. So get in, charge, and then we're going to rendezvous at the back of the battlefield. Either way, the enemy knows what I'm up to. They're going to try and pull their forces back, and some are going to try and pull forward. Right, General, you're fine there. Right, what's going on over here? Right, we've smacked into those Principes. Right, you got a unit routed. Get to the rendezvous. Once you've routed a unit, just get out of there. Hello, reinforcements.
Send them to the point of crisis.
Pull up a chair. Come join a battle. You're a little late because I've already got the action started. But if you want to hoover up whatever's over here, be my guest. I'm going to go play with this flank now. Hamilcar, finish off whatever's over here. Have I got more reinforcements inbound? No, it's just Hamilcar, or whatever we were calling him. Right, reinforced. Well, cavalry, pull back to this flank here. We're going to focus on bringing down whatever's left on this area. By the way, these guys did get pulled into my formation like I predicted. Artillery's also giving a little bit of extra hurt. Artillery, let's just maybe call that a no-no for now. Let's just cease fire, right. We are losing a little ground here, so right. Libyan spears, get in there and provide support. Cavalry, I think you know what you got to do. Let that flank flounder for a little bit. Pull in, kill this general. You lot, you don't need to worry anymore. I'm going to let the reinforcements mop up. You know, reinforcements going to deal with it. Just get a shift on, that's all I ask. Like, seriously, get a shift on. You don't get tied up now. You've got a general to deal with. I mean, I have basically put my units on a sacrificial roster here because, well, my numbers were depleted from the first engagement. So I am basically doing what I can to hold on. Right, you lot, what are we fighting over there? Right, you lot, deal with a Hastati. God, you wouldn't think I'd be saying Hastati at this freaking point of the campaign, would you? But here we are, still got fucking Hastati to deal with. Right. I've got the king fighting against... Well, the king isn't fighting against him, or is he? I've got him in combat and I don't know where he is. Where are you? Right, dude. Don't fight Triarii. You're going to lose. I don't want you dying in this battle. If you did die, you will be remembered as a hero. However, I don't want you dying to something that counters you. I want you... If you were to die, I want you to die to just some bastard who's just too good for you. But you know what? No one's too good for you. Right, where are my Libyans? Are we, like, not having any Libyans play today? Where are the Libyans? Libyans! I need you dealing with this enemy cavalry unit, because right now the enemy general's bodyguard is giving us a very hard time. Right, cavalry, we need to regroup. I'm losing a lot of cavalry at this point, and it's looking like my formation's going wrong. Still, even if I lose, I entrust my reinforcements to finish the fight. I have done my part. I have weakened the enemy. Hell, I'm even hammering and anviling with slingers. How about that? Right, general, push into the flank, push them to the point of crisis. Artillery, million points if you can shoot that general out of the sky. Slingers, come in and try and hit him as well. Keep him slowed down for a little bit. Right, he's gonna go down. My lord, be very careful not to die. Right, how are we going over here? Looks like my backup has done a fantastic job in bringing down the enemy. Second Band Cavalry, I could have used you several minutes ago. Come on, back over here. Back to where you're going to be useful. Come on. Right. Where are you, by the way? Have you died? He hasn't, but he has retreated. Right. Not too pleased with that, but you can be dealt with later. I suspect that you didn't follow the order to retreat. General, I'm going to pull you out for now. Puenis, come on. I can't have you carrying this. Well, you know, I can't have the king carrying this on his own, or the lord carrying it on his own. Basically, I can't have Chyseres carrying this on his own. He's got a bigger fish to fry right now, and right now he's getting a little let down by your inaction. But luckily, the reinforcements are coming to help us and finish the day. I mean, look at that. Washing right over them. Well done. I mean, it's like the riders of Rohan have come to save us. Right, they're down. Pull into the Hastati and finish them off. You have a date with destiny now. Move in and prepare to hit the Roman general. He's the last man standing, or at least, well, he's gathering what he can in the far eastern flank, so we're going to get ready to go and say hello tomorrow. It's the southern flank, really. Look, to me it's the eastern flank, whatever. Right, they're out. Right, all troops, except onagers because you're not playing. Whoever is still able to fight, reform a line here. Let's get ready to finish this. The reinforcements are here. They are mopping up whatever they can find, but we must take the initiative and lead. They will do a very fine job for us so far, but you know, we've got to do what we can on our own accord. General, buddy up with the Sacred Band Cavalry. This loser must go down, but I suspect the enemy is on the run. Are you running? Are you running, Pompeius? No, he's staying. His pride would be wounded if he left us now. General, get ready to engage. What the rest of my army does, I do not know, because I don't have any control of them, but I suspect they're going in for an all-out offensive, and it is a little annoying that I basically can't predict what my own men are going to do. That's a little scary, but I think I can make the general assumption that we are going in very aggressive now, so my men are coming. Right, you two make a group, by the way. Right, all other units, form up here, get ready. Because the enemy's forming up and they're getting ready. So we must be ready as well. Right, let's fast forward this one, get ready for the final act of this battle. It's been a battle over a few parts today, a battle of about 4 acts. But now we find ourselves at the point where victory will be declared in our favour. The first battle against the Senate will be won. The Battle of the Tiber will be ours. We will control this river. And now we must bring down the city of misery itself, Rome. However, that will be for next time, my friends. But our first part of destroying the Senate has gone swimmingly. Looks like they're going to be sending some long shield cavalry in as well. I think they've come to support us. Or at least they're going to try and flank. I'll observe what they're up to.
New troops have arrived on the battlefield! Send them to the point of crisis!
Now, I would welcome you guys, but honestly, I think you lot took the piss in arriving, so you'll be dealt with later. You may join in the siege of Rome, but to be honest, you are not currying favour with me right now. You can come and join if you want, but we're not waiting for you. Right. Let's get ready to finish this fight. All units are moving in. The game is starting to lag like crazy, by the way, because I think it's having a bit of an issue handling all my many troops which are, you know, approaching. I mean, that's an entire extra army coming over, isn't it? I mean, it's not me like not handling it. It's just straight up a game being a bit bitchy. Right. I can tell what we're up to. We're getting cavalry preparing to surround the enemy. My line is now in position to make its move. I could sacrifice what's left of my line straight into this battle as well. The enemy, my allied line, is not far behind. So, right, lads, line up. You have fought to the extreme end. You have basically brought yourselves down to your last few men. You have done above and beyond the call of duty today, even if that is a very worn out saying, but you guys honestly have gone above and beyond for me. This is where we make our final charge against our enemy. There are a lot of enemies left, but they are unhappy. They know their end is about to appear. Let's give them a big blowout of a death. Spearmen, hit the Triarii. Puenis, hit the Hastati. Slingers, provide flanking support. Libyans will also provide flanking support. Pull away this infantry. Even if you are going to take a few pounds in the process, pull this infantry away from their general. Isolate him. Prepare to bring him down. Cavalry, make the obvious flanking maneuver. You lot, give those Hastati something to worry about. That was a very, very close shave for you, by the way. Right, the general's gonna get in. He's gonna overreact. He's gonna try and bomb in. That's what I want him to do. Right, cavalry, bring down those Hastati quickly before the general notices what I'm up to. Get them out of here. Once they retreat, they're out. End of. Game over. Right. Looks like my reinforcements come out. Right, that's a Hastati gone. Right, spearmen. Play with the general. Guys, you don't need to fight the Principes. The Principes can be dealt with later. Right. I want everyone on that general now. All troops commit to bringing down the general. Bring him down forever. I mean, all my reinforcements are coming now. You're surrounded. You've been cannoned, my friend. Well, you're not even my friend. You would never be my friend. You bitter old senator. Pulling the strings. Oh, you're going to rout. Oh, are you the emperor, the consul, the so-called leader, the so-called archdemon, more like? Oh, wow, he flew a bit. Bring this man down. I want his head decorating my palace. I want his corpse or something. I want something particularly vile for him.
The Roman leader is dead. Your soldiers rejoice and the Romans despair.
The Romans despair? Of course they would despair.
Drive them from the battlefield.
This was not a loss for the Romans. This was a washout for them. Let whatever's left escape. They will not trouble us no more. Victory on the Tiber, my friends. First the river, next the city. Join me there for the final battle against Rome. We can put these evil enemies for us behind us forever.
Victory lies in your grasp, and there is nothing the enemy can do but run.
Even if I don't get the famous battle marker, we're going to imagine there's one there, because I deserve one. Right. Victory. The Tiber is ours. We brought the enemy down. My massively outnumbering men, I mean, let's face it, my army did all the work. However, without Himilcar, I think we would have lost. So yeah, we brought in well over 3,000 kills on my army. Himilcar brought in 500. He did pretty well, because I mean, let's face it, he was only there really at the very end. Agiricus couldn't even get into position in time. Not too pleased on his delay, but fair enough. Well, let's just let that wound die for now. First enemy, who was Philotius of Syracuse. He did manage to do quite a bit of harm to me. He definitely took down quite a few of my valuable units. The urban cohorts, the Eagles, they were fighting hard, and they were really pushing into that choke point. So he did manage to bring down 600 of my men. Marcellus Pompeius, he brought down a mix of mine and Himilcar's men, but mainly my men, so he did basically bring down the rest. He brought down over 1,000 of my men. However, when we look at it, their armies have been reduced to effectively nothing. If we look at the kills, even if my sub-general routed, he actually still brought in nearly 500 kills, so you know what, he put in a very fine effort. The Lord Chyseres brought in 474. He was, in fact, the MVP of this battle as well. Long shields, as you can see, my cavalry strategy did pay off. They're bringing in many kills as well. Poenis, those ones didn't do too well. Sacred Band Cavalry, 336 of 178. Some of the Poenis did well as well. Onagers, they brought in quite a few kills. Slingers, they got several kills today. Libyans, very well. I mean, let's face it, not one unit has performed poorly. I mean, right, this Poeni, yeah, 26, alright, that's a little iffy, but you know what? Every unit did give their all today. No one was routing for silly reasons. Slingers maybe a little out of control in the beginning of the battle, but I think I managed to rein them in. Either way, they've done fantastic for me. Himmelkar's army, he did a little bit. Mainly his cavalry was bringing in the kills at the end. So he did pretty well for himself, and really that's all I have to say. The Battle of Latium, 134 BC, or the Battle of the Tiber, 134 BC. The crushing of the Senate. And now they have only one holdout left. The city of Rome. The city prophesies to be my end. But now we shall end it. So, Chyseres, as much as I'd like you to join in the... Well, you will probably join in the battle in some form. But either way, we shall lay siege to Rome next episode. For we are already in a position where we can assault it. And, oh shit, I forgot. That notification said we captured a legion of Rome. I only know that because I did that on our last series. So, basically that means the Senate's really pissed off at me right now. So, yeah. Himmelkar, could you please move in and also initiate a siege on the city though, please? I want you in position as well. Himmelkar's army is actually tempting for me to take on as a lead, but for now, maintain your siege. I don't know if I could maybe choopy you over, if that would work. No, you wouldn't, right. By the way, let's just quickly merge your men. There we go. Right, that's a little better. Anyway, we're going to call this an episode here. As you can see, this army has been hit quite hard, but that's fine. What we are going to do next episode is Martina Zabusius and Yahawia Manika. They're going to lead the final charge on Rome. As much as I want Chyseres in on this, he will be here as a reinforcement most likely, but to be honest, I want this happening this turn. I don't want the enemy sallying out. I want them ended. Simple as that, really. I have him cornered. Chyseres has done his part and basically brought down the enemy in a symbolic battle. So all that's left to do is the paperwork of erasing their stronghold. And that will happen on the next episode. So I shall see you there, my friends. Have a fantastic evening.